What if I told you that the answer to most HVAC problems is already sitting right in front of you, and most technicians walk right past it every single day? I am talking about your building automation system. Your BAS is not just a control interface, it is a live diagnostic engine. And when you know how to read it, troubleshooting goes from guesswork to a science. In today's video, I am breaking down exactly how to use your BAS to troubleshoot like a pro, with real examples you will actually see in the field. Let's get into it. Before we dive into examples, let's establish something foundational. Your BAS gives you 3 types of information that are gold for troubleshooting. Number 1, real-time point values. This includes temperatures, pressures, flow rates, valve positions, damper positions, and control signals. Everything the system is measuring right now. Number 2, alarm logs. Your BAS stores a history of every fault, every trip, every out-of-range condition. This is your timeline of events. Number 3, trend data. This is where most techs leave money on the table. Trends log point values over time, every 5, 10, or 15 minutes, and they let you see patterns that you cannot catch standing in front of a panel. Together, these 3 things let you answer the most important question in troubleshooting. What is the system actually doing versus what it is supposed to be doing? Great troubleshooting follows a process. There are 4 phases, and your BAS supports every single one of them. Phase 1, discovery. Define the problem. Start here. Pull up your alarm log and trend graphs. Talk to the building operator or occupant. What are they experiencing? Too hot? Too cold? Equipment not running? Now look at your BAS and ask, when did this start, and what does the data show at that moment?
Phase 2. Analysis. Find the root cause. Now you isolate. Is the problem mechanical, electrical, a sensor, a network issue, or a programming issue? Your BAS tells you where to focus. If a zone is showing 85 degrees, but the AHU supply air reads 58 degrees, you know the air is being delivered. The problem is downstream. Now you go check the VAV box, the damper, the actuator. Phase 3, development. Implement the fix. Once you have confirmed the root cause, you make the fix, whether that is replacing a sensor, adjusting a set point, correcting a wiring issue, or modifying control logic. Document everything you change. Phase 4, validation. Confirm it is resolved. Go back to the BAS, monitor trend data, check that no new alarms fire. Verify the space temperature stabilizes at set point. This is how you know the job is actually done, not just assumed done. All right, let's talk real examples. Scenario 1. You get a complaint. Conference room 204 is too hot. Occupants are miserable. Step 1. Pull up the zone graphic in your BAS. You see zone temperature at 82 degrees. Cooling set point at 72 degrees. Damper command at 100% open. Damper feedback at 12% open. Stop. There's your problem. The controller is telling the damper to go to 100%, but the damper is only reporting 12% open. That is a classic actuator failure or mechanical binding issue. Without the BAS, you might have spent an hour checking the AHU, chasing refrigerant charges, or assuming it was a thermostat. With the BAS, you went straight to the VAV box in that room, verified the actuator was not stroking, replaced it, done. 30 minutes, not 3 hours. Scenario 2. The AHU supply air temperature is running at 65 degrees when the set point is 55 degrees. Cooling is not keeping up.
You pull up the AHU graphic. Here is what you see. Supply air temp at 65 degrees. SAT set point at 55 degrees. Chilled water valve command at 100%. Chilled water valve feedback at 100%. That checks out. Chilled water supply temp at 44 degrees. That checks out. But chilled water return temp is also at 44 degrees, and that is the problem. If your chilled water supply and return temperatures are the same, no heat exchange is happening. The coil is getting water, but no BTUs are being transferred. That points to a balancing issue. The flow through the coil is too high and blowing through without picking up heat, or a fouled coil that needs cleaning. Again, the BAS just narrowed a complex mechanical investigation down to a single subsystem. That is the power of reading your data. Scenario 3. A chiller or boiler is short cycling, turning on and off too frequently. Nobody has called it in yet, but you notice it. How? Your trend data. You pull a 24-hour trend on the chiller run status point, and instead of seeing long, steady-on periods, you see it flipping every 3 to 5 minutes. Now you correlate that with the leaving water temperature trend. If the LWT is oscillating wildly up and down in sync with the on-off cycles, your control loop is hunting. The PID parameters might need tuning, or the set point deadband is too tight. On the other hand, if the LWT is rock solid and the chiller is still short cycling, you are looking at a mechanical or refrigerant side issue. Low refrigerant charge, a faulty high pressure switch, or a capacity control problem. The BAS data told you which direction to go before you even touched a manifold gauge. Scenario 4. A DDC controller shows offline in your BAS supervisor. No communication.
Here's how you use the BAS to troubleshoot it systematically. First, check neighboring devices on the same MS/TP trunk. If they are all offline, the problem is upstream, likely a failed router, a bad trunk, or a loss of power to the panel. If only one device is offline, it is isolated. Check the device's power, check the end-of-line termination resistor on that segment, check for wiring shorts or polarity swaps. Your BAS network map is essentially a wiring diagram that updates in real time. Use it. Before I wrap up, here are the habits that will make you elite at this. Always check trend data first before going to the field. It tells you what happened before you arrived, and that history is everything. Use overrides intentionally. You can command a valve, damper, or actuator directly from the BAS to test its response. If it moves, the hardware is fine. You chase controls. If it does not, you chase the physical device. Watch for stale points. A sensor that has been reading exactly 72.0 degrees for 6 hours straight in a space that should be fluctuating is almost certainly a failed or stuck sensor, not a perfectly controlled room. Log your findings in the BAS itself. Add notes in alarm logs or comments where your system allows. Future you will thank present you. The BAS is the most underused troubleshooting tool in the building. Most people use it to set schedules and acknowledge alarms. The best technicians use it to tell a story, what the system was doing, what changed, and exactly where the failure is. If this video helped you level up your troubleshooting game, drop a comment with the most interesting BAS issue you have had to solve. I want to hear it. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.